Alright, everybody. RW here with bikes and Bitcoin. See me stuck in traffic going up I-70 right here. What are we talking about today? Talking self-sovereignty, building your own Bitcoin Citadel. Over the next couple of months, we're going to just work through the process. But before we dive into that, make sure you like and subscribe. It's how I know that you're actually into this, so I should keep making this type of material. So, what are we talking about? Well, I'm headed up here to the base of Grays and Tories. See me on a Forest Service road. This is going up I-70. Prior to going under the tunnel, you're going to take a turn off, and then you're going to be on this beautiful climbing road that takes you into this little valley towards the base of Grays and Tories. Very technical. You can see me kind of wiggling and wobbling around on the road. I got the bike fully loaded. Got 3 bags, bag on each side. You'll see that a little bit later. And then I've got a bag on the top where I've got my whole campsite. So I've got my campsite, I've got everything to camp, and then I've got, of course, all the safety gear for the bike. I'm always riding with all the safety gear. That's helmet, jacket, gloves, full pants, full boots, everything. Even if it's 110 degrees outside. Because I'd rather be sweaty than not have skin. So what are you talking about? Had a revelation with the wife just about a week ago. And she kind of looks at me, and I've been talking Bitcoin Citadel this, Bitcoin Citadel that, and just driving her absolutely bonkers, as I'm sure a lot of you are with your significant others. And she looks at me and she goes, "What is this? Are you trying to make us live like preppers in the woods?" And it kind of hit me, because all this time I was thinking like kind of techno homesteading, right? Like Bitcoin homesteading, high-tech, very comfortable. And she's looking at me like we're going to have a bunch of MREs stocked up in the corner. We're going to be sleeping underground in a big tube waiting for the alien apocalypse or some nonsense like this. And I realized that something, after all this research, and I broke down aspects of defense that a Citadel needs, aspects of advancing as a Citadel needs, which is really just a business model. That's all it is. How you protect your downside, and how do you try to optimize your upside. But how do you do it with a single piece of property? I realized that it was a lot more important to actually consider something else, something I've been calling the Wife Index of Livability, or the Wife Livability Index. And what is that? That's the stuff of life. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to live like some prepper in a bunker, or, as you can see me here, you don't necessarily want to live like you're constantly about to drive up to the base of Grays and Tories and try to hike a 14er. You don't want to be camping. So, what do we really need? We need some creature comforts. There are certain things that you have to have in place to feel like you're home. I'll go into those in a second, but you can see me now going up the road. Pretty technical. We've got some big stones just kind of assorted all over. You've got a base of sand, so you get a little bit of slip. If you're coming in and you're trying to go a little too hot, you're going to slip the tires, especially on a motorcycle. You see me here, I'm about to cut off to the right-hand side where we have an even more desolate Forest Service road. And this is where I am going to go make camp. Go make camp for the night. Looks like some folks as I come through had already snagged a few spots you'll see here in just a moment. This is something really interesting that I didn't actually really know about the National Forest, is that if you can navigate the road, you can camp wherever the heck you want. As somebody from the Midwest, it's pretty fun to just look out at the possibilities that offers, just cruising into the National Forest like these folks did over here, deciding where you want to go, and just staying there for a night, bringing everything that you need. I think it's a good practice in self-reliance and camping. And, for me as a Midwesterner, it's a good way to learn. You could see I've hit a point in the road where I decided that it was probably not the best move to take the bike through the river. Was not trying to lose any oxen. You could see there my full load that I've got on the bike. I've got those 2 bags on the side, and then I've got that additional bag over on top in the back, that is where the entire campsite lives. So that's where the tent, the sleeping bag, the sleeping pad, the pillow, that's where all that stuff lives. You see me here heading up to actually find a little spot, which I'm going to find up here in just a moment after I cross over this little stream. But back to the stuff of life, right? I'm going to set up my camp in just a second, but back to the stuff of life. What is it that the wife is looking for? Because she doesn't want to live like we're about to go back to the 1800s. I don't want to live like we're about to go back to the 1800s. I like camping, don't get me wrong. I'm especially loving this moto camping. But one thing I don't want to do is have to drive 3 hours into town to take care of myself and be cooking over an open pit fire. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So what's the wife index of livability? Before that, you see me picking the wrong rock. I'm going to have to pick a new rock in a second, but the reason you put a rock into the kickstand is because, especially in the soft soil, if you don't have something to distribute the weight a little bit, you wake up in the morning and that will have your kickstand tip will have pushed all the way into the ground. So with that done, I'm setting up camp. Okay. Very nice. Motorcycle just at the base of Grazing Tories, little fire road that you can pull off on. So you got the motorcycle right there. So the wife index livability. First thing she says, okay, it's got to have heating, got to have cooling. We get seasons on the Front Range. You got hot summers, you got cold winters. So it's got to have heating and cooling. A little bit better than just a campfire, right? You got to have something that is plugged into some kind of energy grid, not even like a wood stove. I'm not trying to live like we are homesteading in the 1800s, right? Let's be a little bit more technical about it. What else? She says flushing toilet, running water. Now, as we've continued to do research, we've discovered that actually you can get some pretty awesome composting toilets. So the running water is really important. Flushing toilet has actually turned out to be a little less important than we thought. But still, nonetheless, what that running water allows you to do is allows you to shower, allows you to get clean, allows you to go play outside in the mud, and then come in and get yourself fully cleaned up. You can see me in here getting the tent set up, about to go to sleep. Okay, what else does she want? She wants to be able to bake a crumble. The lady is a wonderful baker. So what does that mean? It means we have to have some kind of kitchen setup, some kind of oven setup. Somewhere that she can actually have a little prep space. Now, I'm thinking at this point kind of a tiny house. You know, a little bit more than my little MSR, which is a blast, don't get me wrong. I love cooking coffee on this thing in the morning. You can see me making a little breakfast coffee before I tear down all of my campsite to get back up to my hike. But she wants to be able to bake a crumble, right? The lady's a baker, we got to keep her happy. And even if that's just a tiny house with a propane range or a propane oven, almost like a grill, but you keep the propane out the back of the tiny house, that's totally functional. You can make that work. What's the next thing she says? It says low on rattlesnakes. I don't know, I've never seen a rattlesnake in Colorado, I'm not going to lie. Never seen one in Wyoming. But, and I think this is a function of where you are, you want to be sure this is a safe environment. And as you think about family, you think about friends, you think about the people that you're going to be out and about with. Well, you don't want them to get hurt by the flora and fauna. A little bit, snag some round in the bend. Now we see our peaks. Graze. You can see me right here, about halfway up Grazing Tories. That beautiful kind of sweeping valley. Still snow on it, even for June, late June. And then the top, ooh, just sitting and enjoying it, feeling that wind. But low on rattlesnakes. And the question that we're really answering with this whole wife index of livability, which I'm taking as seriously as anything else that I'm building with the Citadel, the defenses or the advance. What I'm looking at is, okay, what good is being self-sovereign if you can't actually enjoy the stuff of life? If people don't want to come visit you? If you don't want to hang out with your friends there? It's no good, because you can't build all the additional layers of life on top of, a wood-fired stove foundation. You want to have something that's a little more stable. So that's it. That's everything. It's the wife index of livability, right? Making sure that you include the stuff of life as well as, the basics, the sort of brass tacks. And that's how you get a full life. If you guys like this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to keep making videos like this. I want to know the kind of stuff that you're most interested in. But this is fun, and I'm glad that you came along on this little trip with me.